and welcome to another episode of Talk with Ifoma Basi. And like I said on the last episode, we will be having a guest, and we are still on identity crisis, and he's going to be sharing life lessons over the years, his experiences, and how he was able to overcome identity crisis. So without further ado, our guest for today is Mr. Tobi Israel. Yes, he's a business developer and he's a project manager. Mr. Tobi, thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, without further ado, what is identity crisis?
Identity crisis is that time in one's life where who you are is being questioned by yourself in just in a layman's English, right? So you basically just get to that point in your life where it seems like nothing is making sense, everything is not adding up, right? It seems for everything you try to do is not working, or it seems like it seems I'm doing so much at the same time. Yeah. It seems I am everywhere and I'm nowhere. I'm just all over the place, right? That is identity crisis. At that point, you cannot just pinpoint to say this is who I am. People cannot, in one word, tell you this is who you are. For example, if you mention certain names in the country, they will tell you this is who they are. If I mention Ramsey Noah, you say Ramsey Noah is an actor. If I mention a Wizkid, you say he's a musician. So there are certain persons who in their life or who are going through that phase of life where nothing adds up. They are just there.
They are busy doing so many things.
On Monday, she's a caterer. On Tuesday, she's a makeup artist. On Wednesday, she's a tailor. On Thursday.
Yeah.
But the very interesting thing about identity crisis is all of these things you can do them. But to what can you say you are is the big issue. And it now becomes a problem for you addressing yourself. I mean, when people get to have the identity crisis more is when, they go out, they meet people, and you go to a gathering where they introduce someone. Exactly. You meet young persons like yourself and you hear them tell you, I'm working with an investment bank. I'm an investment bank. I say, so there's something called investment banking. While you're trying to come out from that, you hear someone tell you, I'm a fashion designer. You're like, wow. Okay. I think I know that one, but
and you start wondering which one exactly should you feel. And in a situation where you can do so many things, like let's say you're a chef, you're a this or that, you'll start wondering which one should I introduce myself
as.
And you now start wondering which one is paying more in the country, so which one will make me more money, or
which one is even making me look more fitting in society. Because many times when we have identity crisis, especially in our client, is because we have the issue of people trying to belong. People not necessarily having a niche for themselves. So, exactly. For example, I remember one of the reasons why I wanted to gain admission very early, immediately I left secondary school, was because I wanted to have that feel of I'm a student of University of Lagos.
Everybody wanted to have that feeling.
University of Lagos. There was this pride that came with it.
University of Lagos.
Even when we did not gain admission to University of Lagos, we felt unfulfilled, and this is one of the biggest problems of identity crisis. Because there's so much in your head for you to become, and for everyone that is facing identity crisis out there, it just shows you that there's so much of you that you can become. But the problem is, and I think one of the biggest issues that my generation have put upon themselves is the word called multitasking. So you are by 9 a.m. you are a banker, by 3 p.m. you are a tailor, by 6 p.m. you are a mother. All of these tasks need your time.
You get depressed.
Exactly. So because at the end of the day you don't get to fulfill them properly.
Exactly.
And because the society needs those that have properly shown themselves approved.
You're not able to show the skills well. And anxiety begins to creep in because let's say you're leaving from let's say you're a doctor, you're leaving from the hospital, you're rushing back, and then they're calling because someone they just rushed in somebody. You're tense and you don't relax. As a people, what am I doing in my life?
At that point, it now looks like you are very. And one of the major characteristics of these persons is that they are very, very busy.
And not productive.
Never productive.
You're very busy but not productive.
You can so bet that they don't have up to 4 hours of their time
Exactly.
for themselves. Just that's
so busy but not productive.
at the end of the day, I'm like, wow.
None of the business is working out.
I mean, I got to that point in my life where I just wanted to be at the echelons of power. Whether I was an young boy,
whatever it is, I just want to be there.
I just wanted to be that person where people will say, I saw you with so person.
It doesn't
And then I
matter.
called myself, I said, guy, there are two persons, or there are two set of people, categories of people at the echelons of power. There are those who occupy the seats, and there are those who determine those who occupy the seats. Which do you want to belong to?
I think I want to be the ones that decide who occupies
Exactly.
the seat. I want to be the kingmaker. And
it's-
as well as the king, I don't know. I think.
It was in my 200 level when I made that decision, and it was because a friend of mine at the time was.
Sorry to call it short. Which school was that? Which
Michael.
school did you finally get?
I graduated
Oh my God.
from the prestigious Michael O'Brien.
Prestigious. Yeah, it's not prestigious, but for so more are you?
I think it was a journey God had to take me
So
through.
what was your first choice for course in UNAC?
It was quite shocking. It was material and metallurgical engineering. It's just a branch of mechanical engineering. But then again, when I was to study what I studied or what I graduated from university, I studied microbiology. And then someone asked me, where is the correlation?
Like that's the question. It's not even linking.
And like I said, God had to take me through a journey which was quite really necessary for me to go through at the time, because sometimes one of the biggest problems or one of the biggest causes of identity crisis have been not realizing who and what you are. Right. And this is like one of the very first things I did. Right. I wanted to study engineering. I did not want to study engineering because I had so much love for maybe engines or lights, or I wanted to study engineering because my dad wanted me to study medicine.
So
I wanted to veer off. I mean, it was deliberate. I remember very well in my,
to rebel.
I wanted to rebel, and I remember very well in my senior secondary school when my dad would call all of us, myself and my sisters, he would ask. I mean, I'm the firstborn. I'm the only boy, 4 children, 3 girls. So he would call myself and my sisters and ask, "What do you want to study?" My sister would say pharmacy. This one would say medicine. The other girl will say she wants to study accountancy. Then we asked ourselves, I want to study engineering. We say, what kind of engineering do you want to study? I told him I want to study engineering. And he was like, I should make up my mind what kind of engineering I want to study. And when he told me that, I needed to just know what kind of engineering I was doing. And then my mom had to call me and tell me, son, this was after like I've written JAM twice. Well, yes, twice. And this near success syndrome kind of a thing, and it was really dark. I was almost depressed. But you know how it is that all of your friends are in the university, have moved on, then those that you senior in secondary school, you're entering school. So my mom saw the fact that he was losing it, so she called me and told me, you know what, why don't you just do what this guy said? Let's just see. It's easy for you to now tell him, should be it's not working. And then I said, okay. So that's how I came back. Took another WIEC, took another JAM, studied microbiology. I'm quite grateful to God. I'm grateful to God actually for that path that I took, because it's opened me up. I keep saying it that thank God I didn't finally go to University of Lagos. Possibly I would have had a child by now.
Okay, that's not shading anybody, but I'm going to ask you a question. That probably be the last question. You ended up studying microbiology.
Yes.
So how did you go from microbiology to becoming a project manager and a business developer? Because last I checked,
Yes, it was still my dad.
was still that.
Because he had, around this period when I was not going to school, like when I'm not getting admission, he had just enrolled me to study project management. He paid quite heavy for it.
Okay.
You understand? So it was more like a diploma course.
Okay.
And he had taught that study this, they use the diploma and get it and come into school. Alright. And then I started off, and be that as it may, I get admission in Abia. How to learn and complete the course online, you understand? And it opened up my eyes, And one of the biggest things about identity crisis, or one of the biggest ways to solve identity crisis, is the fact you have so many gifts does not mean you need to express everything.
Exactly.
You understand? Why some of us, or why I might be good at. I was speaking to someone yesterday, and the person was like, are you a poet? I love wordplay. I listen to music that have a whole lot of wordplay in them. But that does not mean I'll carry up the mic and say I'm an MC. Or I say I am.
Yeah, correct. It's spoken word
or I'm spoken that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I know my strength, I know my limits. And this is one of the biggest ways to solve it. Where do I have my strength? Where am I strongest at?
Yeah.
Do you understand? If there's going to be a war, where can I say this is where I will win the war from?
Yeah.
And that is how I found my identity. Right? I found out that my biggest identity or my biggest strength has always been in sitting down, analyzing, planning, executing things. So even when I went to study microbiology, I just told my dad, like, hey, you know what? This was just to get a degree. I mean, the certificate is at home with him. That's right. Yeah, that's what's putting food on my table. I mean, the fact that I can write, the fact that I can counsel my friends that have relationship issues does not make me counsel a relationship coach. That doesn't make me a writer. The fact that I have had issues with my results, that I have had issues with some other things in my life, does not in any way make me to take up that identity as someone that can do that. Many times the gift we have is to complement those ones that are very expressive. Just like in genes, we have the dominant and the recessive ones. But then the dominant genes are the ones that are very visible.
Yeah.
But the recessive genes are always there. You understand? So also you have the identities that are very dominant. So for example, you have someone who you know. I mean, sometimes we put ourselves in this crisis. You know who you are. You know you're a medical doctor. But then again, as a medical doctor, you could write or you could sing. I understand that your schedule is very tight. That you have to be in the hospital, say from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. But you must have choir rehearsals. If you join the choir in your church, you must have choir rehearsals every Monday, Tuesday, or Monday and Fridays. You know your schedule. Why put yourself in that place where you now become so unsettled and you become less productive? At the end of the day, every gift that you have is to make you a very productive person. If the expressions of all the gifts you have is making you less productive, then you need to calm down, you need to take a pause, a cheap period, and think, have a rethink. Where am I strongest at? What is that thing I can do so effortless?
Where exactly am I supposed to be?
Because truth be told, I just found out that defending proposals, writing proposals, taking up projects all by myself. You just think of stuff. Okay, how long will this thing take me? You calculate it, and you do it so effortlessly. As it gets to when you now have to sit and start, maybe no disrespect to the microbiologist, but have to take blood. You have to do all of the preparations for the test. I'm like,
well, you can do them.
I can do them.
Yeah, exactly. So but
I mean,
it doesn't mean you have to feed them.
At some point, when I did my industrial training, I had to learn under a pharmacist. You understand? And I now understood that, wow, the medical line is very interesting. Where you have people talk to you, and in split seconds you can tell them this is what is wrong with you. In my head, I was like, maybe I could just do pharmacy, but that is not. I know that is not me.
I think the end point of all this is, let's say Fast for example, he was a lawyer, or he's a lawyer, but he's a musician, right? So you need to find where you express yourself better.
Exactly.
So in all your giftings, in all your talents, your skills, find the one with which you express yourself better. Where do you express yourself better? Is it through music? Is it through spoken words? Which is it that you be in, and then you will influence your world, you will inspire people better? Find that one, stick with that one, develop that one, and go. No need to carry everything at the same time, because it's going to make you so confused. So I think this is where we join the curtain. I think we've said a whole lot. This was fire packed. Thank you so much, Mr. Tobi, the microbiologist that became a business developer, project manager.
Very soon we're having an online community for businesses. we're just putting it out there. We're working on it.
Is it going to have an element of microbiology?
Till then, we're going to keep that in the package. Although we're going to be having the free classes now.
Yeah.
But we'll obviously be relating to it. So,
okay, free classes on business proposal.
Yeah, not just business proposal, how to grow your business for those of you.
Okay, so I'm the first person to register for the class.
That's not a problem.
Okay, so I'll be dropping his link down below. You can check him out on his profile and see what he's doing there. So this is where I'll be drawing the curtain for today's episode. It's been such an amazing moment. Please remember to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Thanks.